Turning back now to Chicago's runoff for mayor as voters head to the polls today to determine who will lead the city for the next 4 years. Now, with just 2 candidates left on the ballot this time, turnout will be critical. A Northwestern nonpartisan poll released last week found the race between Brandon Johnson and Paul Vallas is basically neck and neck, with each candidate having 44% and 12% of the voters in Chicago still undecided. The University Center for the Study of Diversity and Democracy, along with a coalition of Black and Latino nonprofits, released the results of a survey analyzing voter turnout and other top issues among voters. Now, joining us live via Zoom this morning is Jaime Dominguez, one of the researchers on the project. Jaime, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Ryan. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
You're also an associate professor of instruction in the Department of Political Science, so this is right in your wheelhouse. First, walk us through the key findings from this poll, about 1,500 participants that you polled, and what it tells us about how this election, this very critical election, could play out today.
Yeah, so I think 3 things maybe stood out for us. The first being that Latinos had the highest share of voters who reported that they were probably leaning on the fence in terms of voting, or perhaps not sure if they were going to vote. So that's important today, given that the election, I think, is going to be determined by field operations today in terms of getting out the vote. Also, in terms of voter contact, we also found that African Americans, Black voters and Latino voters were about 50% almost had not been contacted by either campaign. So that obviously can have implications today in terms of, again, effective GoTV efforts. And also, I would just say the last thing is that, about a third of Latino voters actually thought that Paul Vallas was Latino or co-ethnic. And that's important because historically, studies have shown that all things even, you have a candidate that's Latino versus non-Latino, they're both qualified, that 75% of Latino voters are going to vote for the co-ethnic candidate. So you could be seeing a little bit of the spillover of that in today's election.
So Jaime, to follow up on that, why do they think he is Latino? And you also called the Latino vote the wild card in this election. So exactly what do you mean by that?
Yeah, well, actually, the Latino vote is not a monolith. It's actually a heterogeneous mosaic of voters. And I think that the preferences that you see reflected or will see is going to be on all spectrums of politics. So what you essentially have is about a third of the Latino voters are anchored with Paul Vallas. Those are essentially voters who are connected with the old kind of Democratic political establishment. These are party elites who are knee-deep and working with previous administrations, such as the Rahm Emanuel administration, the Richard M. Daley administration. And then you have folks in the center who we kind of consider old progressive voters, so Chuy Garcia voters. And then you have the other third, which is this kind of emergence of this young, kind of brash Latino leaders who, may want to take the Democratic Party more to the left. So you essentially have this kind of tripart electorate. And it's essentially, I think, the ones in the middle that both candidates are going to have to really make inroads with, because we expect the election to be very, very tight, and Latino voters could tip the election.
And how much did this poll focus on young voters, about the ages of 18 to the mid-20s, and how critical do you think that voter turnout among that demographic will play into the results tonight?
Yeah, well, we don't unfortunately, historically, young voters just tend not to turn out as older voters do. We did have some information on that cohort, 18 to 25, and these are individuals who were preferencing Brandon Johnson over Paul Vallas. Conversely, those over 50 were highly preferring Paul Vallas over Brandon Johnson. And also, in terms of just being contacted by the candidates, the younger people actually did exhibit higher contact than the older voters. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that, again, you really have to nudge young people to really turn out to vote.
One thing we're hearing from a lot of, from both mayoral candidates as well as a lot of aldermanic runoffs, and your poll backs that up, the key issue for the majority of voters, crime, public safety. What other issues are impacting voter choices?
Yeah, so I would say second that came up, particularly for whites and Latinos, is cost of living and inflation. That's on the minds, not just of those voters, but I think nationally, that's on the minds of everybody. Also, the police reform and accountability and transparency. minority voters feel that you can walk and chew gum at the same time, meaning that you can have, prescriptive policies to reduce crime. If that means putting more police officers on the street, then that's fine. But at the same time, they also believe that simultaneously, right, you can have police reform, right, and accountability, that they feel that that's important. So they actually go hand in hand. We haven't seen the candidates actually speak to those, so it's going to be important going forward, whoever wins, right, how they nuance that policy in terms of the types of proposals and solutions that they put forward. So, for example, the idea of, and we've heard this a lot from the Paul Vallas campaign, right, that one of his goals is going to be to essentially flood the city with cops and put it pretty much in every corner of the city. And that, from an optical standpoint, that may look well, but for example, for minority voters who historically have been over-policed, that might not be the silver bullet in terms of reducing crime. So, again, it's a difficult policy. But again, both candidates are going to, whoever wins is going to have to really kind of address that and incorporate kind of a broad, comprehensive, robust public safety plan that meets the needs, the immediate and long-term needs, not just of the city, but also voters and, more importantly, their neighborhoods.
So much to sort through. By later this evening, we may have an idea of who will be the next mayor of the city of Chicago, but this could end up being a very tight race with so many split opinions on who should be the next mayor. Jaime Dominguez, thanks so much for your insight and for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks so much, Ryan. Have a good day.
You too.